Okay, here I'm going to tie in a little bit of one of the large animal groups of dinosaurs and the evolution of dinosaurs and how that kind of relates and provide a local connection for those that live in southern New England. So evolution of dinosaurs. You can see our different time periods and our progression and branch points of different types of dinosaurs. Sadly, we see around here, around 65 million years ago, it's kind of like a distinctive stop where they all kind of reach an end point, and modern day is up here, and you can see the branch point that made it to the end and how many different types of species and subsets were ended around that 65 million years ago. So evolution of dinosaurs, we're looking at the Triassic Period. It's the oldest known fossils. We have small carnivorous dinosaurs dominate this time period. Now when I say small, I'm talking about 330 to 440 estimated pounds here. They're successful. These were successful because their legs were directly under their body. Provides good support, being more agile and being fast runners. They're well adapted to dry conditions, and mass extinction of other amphibians reduced competition. So we're looking at what makes an organism survive. Well, this organism fit its environment very well. When we're talking about the Triassic Period in particular, we're talking about that 208 plus million years ago. Then it goes Jurassic and then Cretaceous. The period, those are all part of the Mesozoic era. And then we get closer into modern day. Dinosaurs became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous period. Again, around that plus or minus 65 million years ago. Now, Pangaea and the dinosaurs, remember the world looked very different around 200 million years ago. Drier climate, the mass extinctions that have occurred, diversity to fill niches left by these extinct species. The Mesozoic era is considered the age of reptiles. 235 million years ago, dinosaurs dominated the Earth. Pangaea separated climates and changed. Dinosaurs became extinct, while new species flourished. So we have this kind of, initially this is kind of how it looked. This is all our continents kind of colored in, but Pangaea is that one single landmass that eventually all broke apart. And keep in mind, even today, the continents are still moving. Providing a local connection, Dinosaur State Park, located in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, they accidentally found 2,000 dinosaur tracks. It was uncovered during the excavation for a new building in 1966. Literally, one of the operators of the equipment, bulldozer, sat down to have lunch and looked down, saw what he thought was dinosaur footprints, and that led to other people looking and eventually the discovery of these 2,000 tracks within a rock layer. More than 500 of the tracks are now enclosed within the Exhibit Center's geodesic dome, which is open to the public, and the remaining 1,500 are still buried for preservation. And they look quite good. They're very well preserved, and this is one of the model dinosaurs that you can see in the Dinosaur State Park. It's important, Dinosaur State Park in Rocky Hill. As a side note, the footprints are named separately from the dinosaur. So since conditions that preserve footprints do not preserve bones, typically like a mudslide is great for preserving bones, not great for footprints, the footprint is given its own unique name compared to the likely dinosaur that made them. So the actual footprints in Connecticut are called eubrontes. And this is a positive footprint, so the dinosaur actually stepped, and that's a kind of a downward depression. The negative print is a raised region. This is the sediment that filled in. So keep in mind, in order to get accurate footprints, we need the dinosaur to step in mud. We need a thin layer of mica or some other substance to come in that can separate, and we need sediment to come in. Typically, this is like a rising and falling tide, and that allows these two sections to separate. If you get the footprint but not that thin layer of mica to be able to separate it, it's like you walking on the beach, more sand fills in, and you never knew that you stepped there. Positive is where the dinosaur stepped, negative is the sediment that fills in. The dinosaur that we believe made those is called Dilophosaurus. Nearest bones those were found were in Arizona, far cry from Connecticut, but it matches the same approximate height and weight and lived around the same time period. If you've seen Jurassic Park, Dilophosaurus looks something like this, and it's kind of Hollywood taking their own liberties with developing what they may think is a cooler looking dinosaur, but keep in mind that's Hollywood, and that is nowhere near the accuracy of what we believe Dilophosaurus looked like.